What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Peter Fury. Peter Fury says that Anthony Joshua's titles could slip from him again. He says that Anthony Joshua, of course, he's on a collision course with Tyson Fury, potentially, okay? But Peter Fury, Tyson Fury's uncle and former trainer, thinks Joshua can ill afford to look that far ahead. He says Pulev is very cagey and he'll come in top condition as well. And he's really up for this fight, he told Sky Sports. He's got a very good jab. He's a very underestimated boxer, is Pulev. He's very awkward. You've got to break him down, and AJ will have to take chances in this fight because he's not going to just simply be able to land that double jab and right hand on Pulev, no matter how sharp he is. AJ has got to take it to him and be explosive, but be clever with it. You have to fancy the younger man. But like I said, you can't put anything past Pulev because he's a very cute professional fighter. It's not a pushover fight, this is. It's a very serious fight. When people are famous in boxing, everyone expects them to win. But it's not the case in this fight. This fight is a dangerous fight for him. If he doesn't keep it 100% focused, this fight could slip from him again. And what Peter Fury is saying is it's 100% true, okay? And what we learned last year, that Joshua can't. I think people now have really woke up with Joshua, and because he's done so much in so short a time. I mean, very short a time, he was just blasting people, from Martin to beating Parker to knocking out Klitschko. These type of fights right here that, people really questioned. These were question marks that were answered very quickly. Then came Takam, which actually is supposed to have been Pulev. So now Pulev is getting his shot finally because, he had a chest tear, and he pulled out of the fight or whatnot. But he's fighting these guys again. Povetkin gave him a test. So these guys, of course, you had Dillian White. These guys have been rivals forever, since the amateurs. So he's done a lot in a short amount of time. So everybody just took it for cash value that he was just going to go through an unknown Andy Ruiz, a replacement. But Andy Ruiz had a style, he had quick hands, and I don't think that he was really prepared for it. But guess what? He came back to prepare for it. To me, again, what makes this fight so dangerous is it's Pulev and the situation with Pulev. He's the mandatory. So what Fury is saying, what Peter Fury is saying, well, the titles could slip away from him. Yeah, of course. That's a given. He has all of the titles except the WBC. So if he loses them all. That's the reality in each and every fight that Anthony Joshua was involved in. And I think people should look at that and appreciate that. The risk that he's taken, but the risk that he's taking is mandatory. It's an obligation, all right? So it should be that much exciting because if he loses it all. It reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog when you get hit or something and you lose all your rings. That's exactly what's happening or could happen with Anthony Joshua, okay? Because Pulev, just like Peter Fury says, is all those things. He's awkward, he's cagey, he's experienced. He only has one loss, and that was to the steel hammer. So, yeah, and he does have a very good jab, and he has a sneaky jab, and he can throw the right hand straight over that jab that you don't even really see that's coming. And he caught actually Klitschko, I think, in the 4th round or the 5th. And he hurt Klitschko because he caught him with a jab, right hand, and he caught Klitschko with it, and he followed with the left hook. And one thing about Pulev likes to fight in clinches. He'll hit you behind the head. He'll hit you anywhere that he wants to, on the back, anywhere. If he stays busy, if he gets you in a clinch, he will punch you. It doesn't matter. So Peter Fury's absolutely right. But I think also, you have to, any fight that you get into, especially the heavyweight division. We've seen the smaller weight classes where guys get caught with a clean shot now. It's up to their resistance, endurance, that they can take that shot or not. The heavyweight division, all it takes is one. Okay? It takes that one shot that can put you out of misery. But I think the focus part is also something I want to cover with Joshua. This could be a distraction. We are hearing more about Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, more than probably any other fight, any other heavyweight fight. And then it's such a temptation. You coming from Joshua, a guy that's been looking forward to this. Now, again, he might have experience in knowing I can't overlook Pulev. It's a mandatory. Okay? I don't have a rematch clause in this situation. I get it. But the question is, does he? Because again, it's such a temptation to look past Pulev. I'm going to blast through Pulev. Don't worry about it. But I will tell you this. Pulev would be that real test. Because now the defense is back in order. Now you're going back to work as usual. Okay? Back in business. So now we can see where Anthony Joshua is depending on his next fight. Because Pulev's no pushover. And see, the sad thing about boxing, okay? You have Kubrat Pulev that's only lost once. Okay? You have a lot of fighters that only lost once. Canelo Alvarez only lost once. Deontay Wilder only lost once. Andy Ruiz was a guy that only lost once before upsetting Anthony Joshua. Povetkin, same thing. And he gave Anthony Joshua a test. Dillian White's another one. Okay, so you have a lot of fighters that only lost one time. And if they only lost one time, do you think they're accustomed to losing when they only lost once? Think about what I'm saying. That's a real reality here. So, no. Dan Goossen is over there. He's training Pulev. Okay. So I believe he's going to be in tip-top shape. He's going to be ready for this because this guy ain't accustomed to losing. And when he lost to the best. Okay. And mind you, he lost to a Klitschko in 2015. Okay. That was that Klitschko that was upset out of the blue by Tyson Fury. Okay. So that was kind of like the beginning almost to the end for Klitschko. Because his last hurrah was, of course, with Anthony Joshua. So, yes, this is going to be one hell of a fight, and people shouldn't overlook this. But most importantly, Anthony Joshua shouldn't overlook this for Tyson Fury. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Peter Fury's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.